All right. Here we are. What's up, everybody?
What's up? What's up? What's up?
We're back. We got Austin here. We're going to hang out.
Hell yeah, boy.
I have plenty of prototypes and new pocket knives to show you guys. So.
Oh, shit. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Hey, there's a rumor going around about you, Austin.
Oh, boy. What is it?
Fastest shipping time in the game, bro. That's what they're saying.
We try, man.
Streets are talking, man. I've been hearing it in the streets. So.
That's true.
Yeah, pretty much. I think we had close to 50 or 55 orders today. So come around 2 p.m., Brian and I, we just knocked them out and got them all out. So
you try to every single day get everything out from that day?
Pretty much. Yeah. So obviously like this weekend we had Saturday afternoon all the way to obviously Monday morning or Tuesday morning. So yep. I mean every day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, even on Saturdays, we ship. So I feel like the community respects that and likes it. And honestly, if I always told Brian, like if we're taking people's money for knives, let's get the product out ASAP. I don't want to sit on that for 2, 3, 4 days. So
yeah, people notice that type of shit, man. Really. I mean, you know how we are. We buy a knife, we want it as soon as fucking possible.
Mm-hmm.
So we're excited about it.
Yep.
Instant gratification, baby. Roll.
Mm-hmm.
So
What's new? Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna ask, bro. You know, forgive me for maybe not knowing as much, but I know that it's established. I got your sticker here, bro. Established 1974. I believe your grandfather started the knife business, the knife shop or the knife store, or whatever. The entity is that that true? Okay. You want to touch on that a little bit, maybe from my knowledge?
Yeah. So my grandpa was Clarence Risner. He started the business in 1974. At that time, it was just like a hobby for him. And then he was also a chemistry teacher, a high school principal. So while he was kind of teaching, he would obviously go home after school and work on knives for a few hours. And then on the weekends, go to knife shows and travel to different knife shows in Kentucky, Tennessee, Pigeon Forge, Missouri, everywhere. And then, of course, when I was born, he would always take me to knife shows. So that's how I kind of got involved with it. And, of course, spending time with him, I would see him, operating the business and talking to customers and, talking to friends. And, of course, he would have local knife shows here down in Cincinnati. And, I would go with him just to hang out. And it was just a really cool learning experience. And I would say around like 2000 and 2005, that's when it like kind of became a true business for him. Of course, Grandpa at that time had retired. So, he was pretty much full-time knives. But I mean, still, it was just his business. Nothing was online. It was just, back then it was all phone call and catalogs and whatnot. But let's see, 2008, around 2009 and 10 is when I kind of started working on a little website for him, which turned into shattonmorgan.com, crisnercutlery.com, and clarencerisner.com. At that time, he had 3 different websites. That's just how he wanted it done. And then 2015, 2016, obviously, I combined everything into traditionalpocketknives.com. And unfortunately, he passed in 2016, but he taught me so much in life. And I mean, such a blessing to have him as my grandfather. And and obviously, I have the business here. And for me, I get to spend every day with him. So
that's awesome. Sorry for your loss, brother, but I love to hear that, man. That story, man. I had heard bits and pieces over the years, but I now to hear the whole story the right way, I appreciate that.
It's funny, man. Your grandfather was a high school teacher and was into knives. Now you're into knives. My grandfather was a high school welding teacher, and now I'm a welder. That's
there you go, man. That's awesome.
Weird,
I mean, grandparents are they're so special. So.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you still got them around, fucking cherish them, people.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, yeah. So he was actually making knives. I thought I wasn't quite sure on that.
Oh, no.
He was actually making stuff.
No, he wasn't making. Yeah, he never really made knives. I mean, he would sharpen and fix up knives. But no, he was just selling German Eye brand, Shatton Morgan, Indian Head.
So he had his own collection.
Does he? Yeah. He actually, before I was even born, he has a collection, which I still have. But yeah, before I was even born, he started building me a collection of just odd knives, which are obviously super cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't looked at them probably for a year or two, but
yeah, that's cool.
Was Grandpa, was he strictly a traditional slip joint guy, or did he? Yeah. How do you feel about modern folders? Was he not digging them? Wasn't his jam locking folders?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, he started really getting into knife sales probably around 1980 to 1990, and back then, I mean, it was pretty much all slip joints and case and Shat Morgan Queen, whatever. So, yeah, pretty much his whole life he was all about slip joints and never really got into like modern folders or anything like that.
When did Spyderco start to become popular? That was,
I'd say like early 90s, maybe.
Early 90s, yeah, early 90s, I think. Right? Yeah. Yeah, I have an old Blade magazine from like 1989, and it's kind of funny to see the old advertisements for like the very first Spydercos in there.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
It's pretty. Yeah, they're talking about the whole deployment was the big thing. They're like, holy shit, like we have the whole, like it's easy to open, It's kind of funny.
You know what's crazy too, bro, is I love to do when it comes to like them old Spydercos. There are so many that I wish they would fucking revisit. I mean, there are tons of designs that I'll see that I never heard of. I mean, they were just way ahead of their time, man.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Do you ever plan on? I mean, my first experience with something, I guess, that you design obviously is your Ohio River Jack. Do you eventually are you content with just doing slip joints, or do you want to one day get into locking folders? Or
I'm already working on a design. Pretty much taking the Ohio River Jack and making it into a modern folding knife. But I'm still very much in the design phase, and
right.
So it'll probably be like this time next year before that even comes out. But
that's exciting.
Yeah, eventually I'd like to have a little bit of obviously both slip joints and then my own design as far as like folding knives and whatnot.
Yeah. How do you design a knife? Do you like actually like pen and paper like draw, or how do you do it?
So I'm very I don't know if this is old school, but Apple has Pages, which like Microsoft Word, but it's Apple Pages. Well, they have a pretty much I don't know what you want to call it, like a drag and drop tool where you can just kind of edit lines and whatever. That's what I do. I make a 2D drawing of like the mark side, the pile side, and then the back spring or whatever, and then I send it off to QSP. They kind of CAD it up for me, and we'll just go from there. Now, Brian, my worker, he can somewhat do CAD, so he actually helped develop the Appalachian Ridge Runner, which I'll show you tonight. It's sitting right here, but he actually did a really good job of that. So we just don't have the time to sit down because CAD is obviously a lot of work, and it's just so much easier to just get all my thoughts on Apple Pages, create a 2D drawing, send it to QSP, let them do all the CAD work, and then go from there.
Would you be saving money like if you had done the CAD yourself and sent it to them, or do they like to do it themselves, or how does that work?
Yeah, my understanding is it's easier for them if I create a 2D drawing. That way they can kind of build it to their needs.
Yeah.
And then obviously once they get the CAD drawing and they know they can build it, then they send it back to me and make sure I'm okay with all the revisions and whatnot. And that process can take, I mean, for the Ohio River Jack and Lake Champlain, we went back and forth for like probably 2 months. It's just different revisions in the course. Then I get the prototypes, and if I want to change something about the prototypes, then we got to revise it again, and it can be a little frustrating. But I mean, we're QSP and I. Of course, that's the only OEM I've worked with, and we completely understand each other now. My third OEM, the Appalachian Ridge Runner, along with the second release of the ORJs, they're perfect. I love it. Yeah.
I'll tell you, QSP, people don't give enough credit, man. Their slip joints are fantastic, man.
Oh, they are, man. Yep. Yeah, for sure.
They have it really dialed in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Shoot, let me show you the Devo nip slip somewhere. Let's see.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, they absolutely killed it.
Is that going to be an exclusive to your store? Or?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
so obviously, Kevin and Colin, they designed the nip slip, and then QSP OEM'd it, and then it'll be an exclusive through traditionalpocketknives.com.
You got something for comparison you can put up against that?
Yeah.
With some size comparison?
So here's the hedgehog, but it's the spear point, so it's a prototype. But obviously, everybody knows the hedgehog sheep's foot, which I have.
Okay, yeah.
There you go.
Is it pretty much the same size as the locking nip? Or is it a little smaller?
I would say it's a little bit smaller.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, but I mean, little bit, like not really that you're going to even tell a difference. But
yeah, I got to try the prototype of that, and I really liked it, man. Like the choke up spot is super roomy, so you get like a full fist on that thing.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it's nice. And the
beautiful
scales
hologram S90V. I'm sorry, what's that?
And the scales are contoured too. The titanium.
Yep.
Contoured, yeah.
That looks good, man.
Yeah.
What's the ETA on those?
They're actually in right now.
No,
I already have the marketing boxes, the stickers, and everything. It's I mean, obviously we just released the Lush, and then we have the Nip Light just released. What's next? The Tall Boy, and then and we try to schedule releases where it's not going to affect like Rosecraft. It's not going to affect Jack Wolf, obviously because it's a slip joint. So these I think we're going to shoot for the end of September. So still about 3-4 weeks out, but we'll start marketing them here in about 2 weeks.
So you're pretty much the end all be all when it comes to getting your slip joint fixed.
Pretty much, yeah.
Everybody, like that's so.
Yep.
Does that become a problem when you're trying to, accommodate everyone's schedule and trying not to make one person feel left out and trying to keep them off of it, dropping at the same time, so to speak?
Pretty much. So like Brian and I, we were talking today. The last 3 weeks, I think we've had a release on every like Thursday or Friday, going back 3 or 4 weeks now. So I have right now, like what I just mentioned, I have the let's start with mine. So I have the second release of the Jigged Titanium Ohio River Jacks. I have the Appalachian Ridge Runners. And then with Devo, I have Devo Nip Slip, Devo Tall Boy. I just submitted the final payment for the Devo Stout V2 runs. And then what else do I have? Oh, I have the my own exclusive QSP Hedgehog Spear Point. So the sheep's foot, we got the spear point coming. So I mean that's like 7 or 8 projects that I have 6 of them here. It's just I gotta wait, to market them and schedule them and try not to release them all at the same time. So
two things.
It's a little bit of work.
Two things you mentioned that I want a little more information on. Number one, on the nip slip, what's the price point?
I think we're gonna do $199.
$199. S90V.
Yep, S90V hologram, satin finish.
And then you mentioned Stout 2 version 2.
Yeah.
What's going on with the version 2?
I think that's probably a question for Devo, but they had the Stout 1 release or V1 release. Then they made some kind of improvements. I wasn't really involved in the Stout V1 release, but then they came out with the Stout V2s, and I picked up a little bit of that and sold them. And of course, they sold out within like that day. That was back in November or December, I think, of last year. So they sold so well. I asked them, can I do an exclusive run? Of course, Kevin and Colin said I could. So that's pretty much the Stout V2 run. It'll be 3 different versions. I will have obviously right-handed versions, but I will have all 3 in left-handed versions as well. Not as many, obviously, because left-handed knives it's a little bit slower to sell. But I want to include the lefties out there, so I'll have about 25 of each for the lefties to pick up too. So, but as far as like the differences between V1 and V2, I really don't know.
Gotcha.
For the the Hedgehog spear point. What are the handle options for those going to be?
So obviously, my first exclusive Hedgehogs were camo carbon, all sheep's foot, hollow ground, M390. These will be all fat carbon, dark matter. So I have like all 10 colors, S90V, hollow ground, and yeah. So should be very, very nice.
Yeah, what's your favorite blade shape?
Probably a spear point. It's just, I mean, you can do everything with a spear point, especially when it has a nice tip like that. I mean, I love it.
Yeah, I got to agree on that. Yeah,
I do like a hedgehog or a hedgehog. I do like a sheep's foot, but it kind of limits you on what you can and can't cut. So
yeah, that's true. Unless you got like the TRM shadow is kind of like a sheep's foot with some belly.
There you go.
That's kind of like
I like that
middle ground. That's kind. I mean, that's kind of a do everything blade shape. So what else? What you said you had some upcoming stuff to show?
Oh, I do. Gosh, let's see what this one is. Oh, here we go. So this is the my third OEM, the Appalachian Ridge Runner. I think you guys saw it at Blade Show.
At the show, yeah.
This is Snowfire, I think. So here, let me just open up the blade for you.
That's a big
so obviously, Shat Morgan used to make a beautiful Mountain Man pattern. This is kind of my take on the Mountain Man pattern. S90V hollow ground. Got that nice long double-sided nail pull. So the jimping will be pretty sharp. And I did that for a purpose because I mean, how many knives do you see where you just like the jimping is there, but it's just so like you just can't use it.
Right.
Dude, that bugs me. That bugs me. I hate that.
So it'll be very interesting to see, if people like it, if people don't like it. On the prototypes, I loved it. I mean, I cut food with it and cut some rope with it. Even tried cutting some wood with it, and I mean, it never slipped off. Even when I got like water or oil on my hands, it stayed right there. So I don't know. We'll see if people like it. But
I think it looks good, man. And I remember feeling that jimping at the show, and I think it's good, man. There's too many knives with jimping that it's probably just there for looks because it doesn't really grab your finger at all. It's just there.
Yeah.
And that's always bugged me.
Here's
like, why not make it grippy?
Yeah. Gosh, I forget. Snow Frost, or I don't know, something like that. But that's the blue version. Nice. And of course, I'll have Jigga Titanium, like I did on my Lake Champlain Barlows. I'll have all McCarter versions, and I feel like I'm missing something, but I'll have more fat carbon versions as well.
The Appalachian Ridge Runner, Steven, is what that one's called.
I think I'd carry more slip joints if they had fucking pocket clips, man. I'm a big pocket guy, man.
No, I get it, man. I get it. That's like for me, that's like driving a car with like a square, like drive like I don't know, square like steering wheel. It's just I don't know. It breaks the code,
Yeah, I would hate to see a pocket clip on that. I would hate to see that. I mean, there are slip joints with pocket clips out there.
Yep, I got one. Yep.
Sure. Which one is that?
I got the Lion Still Thrill. It's got a disappearing pocket. See, that's the fucking way out. That's the way they should do.
Can you see the chat, Austin? Can you see the chat going?
Yes. Let me.
Okay, just want to make sure you can see it.
Oh yeah, and Real Steel. That's that guy J Hall post. This one is one of my favorites, man. It's got a button where you mash, and then the clip comes out on the other side. And that's something that so you can keep your true enthusiast happy when they don't when they don't push the button. There's no clip, and then someone like me push the button, the clip goes in. It's just I love it.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I used to sell those. The only thing I noticed on those that sometimes they would stick a lot, or they'd be you could actually move the clip. I didn't really care for that. So like when it's pushed out all the way, you could actually move it, and then it wouldn't seat back in right. And
I see.
Yeah, the spring tension's horrible on it anyway. I fucking hate that.
Yep. 175 for these. I hope. I still got to do the math once I put everything together. I mean, I still have to make stickers for it. I still have to make the marketing boxes for it.
Yeah.
But we're getting there. So.
It's pretty big, right? What's the blade length?
Let's see.
Is it like Lake Champlain Barlow size?
I think it's a little bit bigger.
Okay.
So we're looking at a blade length of 3.5.
Okay.
With a handle size of 4.5. Maybe blade's a little bit longer than 3.5.
Yeah,
But,
that's a knife you could do.
Yeah, I mean, it feels really good in the hand, which is exactly what I wanted.
Yeah.
I feel like Jack Wolf, has the small slip joints. So I kind of wanted to test out the Lake Champlain and the Appalachian Ridge Runner with a little bigger size, and so far I think it's at least with the Lake Champlain, it's going very well.
Yeah, I think that one looks a little like the handle on the Lake Champlain looks a little kind of wider. That one looks like it might be kind of slimmer.
I think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 1/2 inch exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. Which might be what the LCB is, but. Let's see. Let me clean up my mess here.
You bought any knives recently, Jason?
Have I bought anything? Yeah, I just bought. As a matter of fact, it just got here today. I haven't even opened it. Bought the Devo Tall Boy. Let me think. Outside of that,
Which one?
I bought the Black Pearl
Nice.
with the Zircotite kit, and I bought the fucking Compadre, which has been phenomenal.
Love that thing.
Yeah, bro. Tell me about it. And then, I think I've been laying low, man.
Me too.
You know.
So I saw in the chat color options for the nip slip. You have orange, so dark matter orange, dark matter glow, which is obviously like green, and then dark matter purple with the purple. Gosh, why is my mind going blank? Pivot color. Yeah, pivot color. Yep.
I got my little buddy today too. It's pretty good, man. They had a second sale on these Asher little buddy fixed blades. It was like $65.
Oh, nice.
Fixed blades, Austin. You into those? You considering maybe bringing a drop of those?
Yeah, actually, just so the Berg Blade Alpha fixed blades. I have them right here. Let me get them.
Oh yeah, I think I saw an Instagram post of those. They look pretty good.
Oh, dude! I mean, they are so nice. So this is the stone wash, or is this the acid wash? Let's see here. Let me go to my website. I got so many knives, man. It's.
How do you keep everything organized? Do you have like? You must have like shelves and shelves.
Yeah, we have like pop-up shelves that I got at Menards that are they can hold like 200 or 250 pounds, so that they actually work out really well. Okay. Yeah, so this is the acid wash CPM S35 VN acid wash with the Kydex sheath.
What's the blade stock thickness on that one? Do you have that information?
I do, but
looks pretty thick in here.
Just over 1/2 inch, or 1/2 inch. Yeah.
Beefy.
Feels really good. I like it a lot.
What's the size? What's the size blade on overall length?
Let me go back to.
Very nice.
Let me click on my specs here.
Yeah, I like that.
So we have a blade length of 4 inches, cutting edge of 3.65, titanium Torx, weight of 5.40 ounces. Best Tech is the OEM. Yeah, so width is 0.60, and then overall length of 8 1/4.
Okay.
So
yeah, I like the look of it.
Very nice, and the jipping feels good too.
Do those have a date yet?
This Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern time on the website.
Okay.
Price point?
Price point to $229. Let me see. So $235 for the Magna Cut. So Magna Cut satin, $235, and I think $229 on the others. $220 for the rest.
Oh shit! So now not a big difference in price for for either Magna Cut or S35.
Nope. Yeah, this is his first run of fixed blades, Matt, with Berg blades. So I think he's just kind of testing out the market. Obviously, he wants to keep the price low and get the knives shipped out and sold, and kind of get some feedback and see what he can do. Yeah, there you go.
That is the micarta like the nice, like kind of fuzzy kind?
It is, yes.
Cool.
Yes, it's not like slick or anything like that. You can get a good grip on it.
Nice.
Yeah, it's my favorite type of micarta.
Yeah. What would you guys rather have, Magna Cut or the S35?
S35s go with me.
Yeah, I would. That'd be my choice too.
I'm kind of Magna Cutting the fuck out right now, to be honest.
Me too, man.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it's all out there. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm over
What's
it.
up, Titanium Justin?
Hey, remember I was thinking about this the other day. Remember when we were at Blade Show and you were at TRM getting your knife fixed, Jason?
Uh-huh.
And I was talking to one of their employees there while you were getting your knife fixed, and he was saying that they don't really like working with Magna Cut over there at TRM, but everyone wants it, so they just kind of like, all right, whatever, you guys want it, so here you go. But they would rather be doing something else, a different steel. So it's kind of funny. It's like it really is a craze, Magna Cut craze. I thought it would die out, but it's not dying out.
No.
Yeah, it's not. Oh, yeah, but to answer your fixed blade, I mean, will I ever design a fixed blade? I really don't know. It's not my jam, but I do like them. I mean, I follow Montana Knife Company, obviously out there in Montana, and they do some good marketing, and their designs are beautiful. And I don't know. Over the last year, I catch myself going back and back. Eventually, I'll buy one of their knives, but
Now, something you said earlier, and it kind of makes me, I guess I can put it together, because you got a very clean website. Like, your website is very clean.
Oh,
I like the presentation. Navigate, it's easy.
Yep.
And you mentioned how you did the website for your grandfather several years ago. So is that something you do now even? You run the whole show with that?
Yep. Yeah, the website is, I mean, everything on the website we did.
Okay.
I mean, pictures, we update it daily. Pictures, Brian takes all the pictures. I update the website daily to make sure it's clean. Like you said, I don't want any junk on it. Once knives are unavailable, I'll move them down accordingly. That way, when you first log on to the page, you see available knives. You don't see unavailable stuff, and you got to scroll through it and figure out what's available, what's not available. But yeah, I try to keep the website just very clean, very professional, large pictures. I try not to keep the specs too long. I mean, you can go for hours on different specs. I try to get just the main one, main specs in there, and then of course, if people have more questions, they'll email me or whatever. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Where'd you learn how to do that?
I first started out with Weebly. That's what I started out in 2016 with. And I pretty much maxed out Weebly as far as what they could do. Then finally started looking into Shopify. And Shopify has been absolutely fantastic. I mean, the way how Shopify works is you have to, I mean, you can buy or purchase your own theme, which is kind of like an already pre-made theme. And then customize it to how you want your website to look like. But if you want like stuff like what you see on my website as far as countdown timers, being able to carry affiliate codes, to stack discount codes, you have to pay for these apps. And that's how Shopify works, is these third-party apps to improve your website. Because Shopify will give you like the bare minimum, and then you got to pay for these apps to make your website look a little better and whatnot. Yeah. But it all works out, and it's kind of nice. I mean, it definitely adds up after a while, but what I've been keeping a close eye on my credit card, and it just seems that I mean, everything, man, it just adds up. But it's paying off because obviously gross sales are coming in, they're increasing. We've just last August or last month we just had our best month ever, so something's working, I guess.
That's right.
Yeah. Yep.
So I take it this is your full-time job. You're balls deep, right?
Yep. So I quit my my full-time job in March. I did that for 9 years.
What were you doing?
I'm full-time. I like to keep that to myself.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But it's a very professional job. I did my best, and I loved it, and I felt I treated people correctly and treated people fairly. But just got tired with that kind of career, and finally wanted to move full-time with knives and be with Grandpa a little bit more. So
that's probably a scary jump to make, right? I mean,
it was absolutely terrifying. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But I mean, I was pretty much, so Brian had been working 2 years full time while I was still working midnights, and then I'd get home, stay up with him for like until 9 or 10 a.m. and then go to bed for 2 hours, wake up, or maybe 2, 3, 4 hours, wake up, finish the day with him, make sure all orders are getting out, support emails are getting taken care of, and then eat dinner, and then take like a cat nap for 2-3 hours, and then go into work for 9 hours or 10. It was a tough time, and just want to say, anybody that works shift hours and shift work, take care of yourself mentally, physically, and if you ever need to talk to somebody, you got plenty of support out there.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Now forgive my ignorance. You keep mentioning Brian. Is this is your partner perhaps, or?
Yeah. So I mean, Brian and I I think we were in the same 4th grade class, so we grew up, in Boy Scouts together and whatever. And then when I joined the Marine Corps, he joined the Army, and
how'd you let him do that, bro? Come on, man.
Yeah, I tried to get him in, but he actually had the heart defect where it's like he was born with a hole in his heart. I mean, of course, he's fine now. They did that surgery or whatever. So the Marine Corps wouldn't allow him because you know how strict those Marine Corps, terms are or whatever. But so he went into the Army, and then he got out around 2018, 2019, went to school, and he graduated, but he just didn't really care for what he was studying. And then, of course, he saw me struggling over here. So I was like, hey, man, I got a full-time job if you want it. And it just kind of worked out. And I mean, so right now him and I are both full-time. We're taking care of orders and taking care of the website, and it's going good. So
where are you based out
of? We're in Dayton, Ohio, just north of Cincinnati. So
okay.
We're like on the south end of Dayton. We're not downtown Dayton where all the bad stuff is.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, Jay Hall. Thank you, man.
How'd you get started carrying all the Devo stuff? Were you buddies with Kev for a while before that, or?
Not really. I mean, I would follow him on like his YouTube lives and Instagram and whatnot. And then how did we start? I'm pretty sure we just started talking, and then I might have reached out with him or to him about becoming an affiliate. And then from there, obviously, Devo started growing. Honestly, a lot of their first patterns, like both Kevin and Colin know this, I just wasn't a big fan of. Like, it didn't really hit it for me. And but I mean, as of lately, I mean, they've been absolutely killing it. And obviously, it's working out well for them. And they'll ask if I want an exclusive of whatever pattern that they're making, or sometimes I'll just straight up ask, like, hey, can I just have an exclusive run of that? And they'll let me. And obviously, I mean, the knives are selling, so.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really kind of blew up. Devo did.
Oh yeah, they sure did.
Pretty fast.
I got the 80s camo carbon tall boy here. Hopefully you guys can see that pretty well. But
and
man, these turned out.
Carbon, I noticed that too on a lot of your exclusives, and the hedgehog, you had the whole run with the camo carbon. You love that stuff.
Yeah, it's just it's durable. It's kind of pops, and you can make a whole bunch of different colors. So if somebody doesn't like 80s, well, you can choose, whatever else I have. So
I like the clip on that thing. That's a cool.
Oh, me too, man.
That's the clip they had on the stout version too.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Obviously, it has wire clip holes too.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. When I first saw it, I was like, yeah, it looks pretty cool. But now every time I see it now, it grows on me a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it was for me too, bro. Like when I first saw it, and then I looked at it closely. I was like, God damn! And then You know, he gave us some good pricing, so fucking I had to do it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are $199. Then of course you get 10% off with affiliate codes.
Yeah.
So
That's
you use
pretty good.
DOODY10 and get you 10% off. So
Hell yeah.
yeah, I mean, really good action and everything.
That's Kubi, right? Kubi again?
Oh gosh, who makes this?
I think it is Kubi.
Concept made the Lush.
Yeah.
I think these are QB, yes. Yep.
I tell you, they're locked in. Like you say, how you and QSP are locked in.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking locked in with Kubi. I think Kubi's best work has been on Devo knives.
Mm-hmm.
What was some other Kubi Devos?
Shit. You're gonna ask me the mash, the fucking
The mash, yeah.
the what's the other one? The growler, the fucking what else did they do? Yeah, growler version 2. Version 1 was not them. It was that other company.
No. When are the Toba when's that Toba again?
If you go to the website, go to coming soon. It's next Thursday, which is like what, the 15th or something at 1 p.m. But if you just go to the website, go to coming soon. I have a whole bunch of stuff there.
On that, is that's the budget version, I believe, where it's coming with aluminum scales as opposed to titanium, or is it?
Yeah. So I think they made a titanium run, and then in Blade Binge and White Mountain, they have their own exclusives as well. I think they're all $199. I think they're all the same price. I don't think they would change the price for a titanium, but I could be wrong. I don't know. But I know this one obviously is $199.
Roger says White Mountain Knives has the titanium one. Okay. I want to look at that. Tall boy. Yep, $200.
Cool. Good.
Is there a milling pattern on the surface of that? Because I'm looking at the titanium one. There's a pattern. Is there?
Yeah. So we I went back and forth. I had Colin design the knife with a milling pattern, then obviously without the milling pattern. And dude, I mean, I probably spent 2 or 3 days going back and forth, and finally was like, you know what, screw it, we'll just go with the milling pattern, which I think it turned out really good. I mean, you can kind of see like the different colors there, and
yeah, I think you made a good choice. I think the milling looks different, but it looks good, you know.
Yes, yeah. I was afraid it was going to look like a toy, but yeah, honestly, it turned out really well, and I'm pretty pleased with it.
Yeah.
But, yep. I'll have just under 100. So.
Do you guys use QSP?
Yep. And then Best Tech with the Stout V2s.
Oh yeah, Best Tech.
Yeah, they crushed that fucking stout version too. I love it.
I'll have milling except the blackout. Okay.
Kind of nice how Devo doesn't label their blades too. It's just a clean, fresh blade.
Yeah, I love that. Is there where does it say the S90V? Is that marked anywhere?
Yep, there it is.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, I like when they put it down there.
Yeah.
Oh shit! This isn't my.
I wanted to ask you, how do your GEC like runs work? I've always been kind of confused with how GEC puts out knives and like how they distribute them to the retailers and how all that works.
Yeah, so I just visited GEC 2 Fridays ago, and I was actually able to go step by step and see these knives being made. So I feel like a lot of people, obviously in the slip joint world, they think like it's machines that make these knives, and it's really not. Obviously machines stamp out the model, the pattern, the blades, but as far as like putting the knife together, and putting like a finish on it with all the belt processes and putting a polish on it or satin finish on the blades or whatever. I mean, these all of Bill Howard's workers, obviously Bill Howard, the president of GEC, like all of his workers are touching these knives probably like close to 1,000, if not 2,000, 3,000 times, just because there's so much work, handwork that goes into these knives. And I feel like people just don't truly understand that. I mean, it's not like machines are making these knives and they can just make 1,000, daily. It's it takes a long time. So like with the 32 pattern, the new pattern, which I was able to see being put together, it has gosh, I wish I had an example here, but if you go to their website, you'll see the new 32 pattern. It's a swell center. So essentially it has 4 sides. So in order to finish the knife all together, you have to finish each side. Where like on this knife, it'd be super easy to finish because it's just pretty much a straight back spine and then a little curve at the end, and that's it. But when you got a swell center, you obviously have 4 different sides that you're trying to make smooth, make everything aligned, make sure the blade spine is lining up with the back spring and all that. So
Yeah.
Hopefully that kind of puts into perspective of just how like long it can take GC to push out like that 32 pattern. Like they've been working on that for a month, which just shows like GC is pushing out as quickly as they can while maintaining good quality. But what GC does is obviously they start with their Titty version, which is kind of like their cheaper handle knives, satin finish. Of course, all their blades are 1095, but that they start out with their Titty versions first, which is a little bit cheaper, and then they work into what you see there, the UNXLD, which is their Northfield versions, and that usually includes like stag, jigged bone, a good polished blade, stuff like that. So.
That brand is what, very popular, right? Is that a USA brand, I believe?
Yep, up there in Titusville, Pennsylvania. It's about 5 hours from me.
Yeah, there's a really good kind of factory tour on YouTube. It's a series of videos. I think there's 3 maybe of GEC's shop. I guess it's really cool to watch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's gosh, I think it's like 6 or 7, maybe even 8 or 9 years old. But Logan Stout with Knife Thoughts, him and I have been kind of talking together. We would like to put together, of course, with Bill Howard's permission, another kind of like YouTube video or documentary of the updated process, because that video, it's like 4 different parts, and I mean, like I said, it's from like 7 or 8 years ago. But it'd be nice to kind of get an updated version of the process. See what Bill has improved on, over the years. But I'm not sure if Bill would want that or not. But I actually emailed him today, and we've been talking back and forth because he's working on an SFO for me on that 32 pattern. So we'll see if he accepts that, and maybe Logan and I can kind of put something together.
I would love that.
Mm-hmm.
Any updates on the Indian Head subjoint protos?
Yep. So I have. Let's see where it's at.
I really like these. I'm excited for these ones.
Here it is. So this is the my 4th OEM, the Kentucky Holler Jack. Obviously, this is a prototype, but I have the abalone version, as you can see here. And then what Ryan's talking about, Ryan Shear, is I also have a I'm getting mine confused with the GC versions. A smooth red bone with the integral shield with the Indian head on it as well. So that's what he's talking about there.
Yeah.
When you say integral shield, what does that mean, and what does Indian head mean? Is that the blade shape or something?
So the Indian head pattern is a trademark that my grandfather had. So all Indian heads used to be made in Solingen, Germany, with German eye. So I obviously Grandpa had that trademark, and then he moved it into C. Risner Cutlery. So C. Risner Cutlery technically owns the Indian head. So what I've been doing is, I don't think Grandpa ever made a USA Indian head knife yeah, I'm pretty sure they were all made over there in Solingen, Germany. So what I've done is I reached out to Bill Howard with GC and told him, I have this Indian head trademark, and I'd love to finally get a first ever USA made SFO run of some kind of slip joint. And then obviously we came up with the 32 patterns. So that'll be the first ever USA made Indian head pattern. So
yeah,
it'll be pretty cool. And obviously, I mean, 2 Fridays ago, the whole reason I went up there is to kind of see how that process was going with my my SFOs. So it'll be pretty cool.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I also have obviously the Kentucky Holler Jack. I'm running an Indian head, just 1 of 100 with them as well, just to kind of test out the market and see if people would like these kind of knives, especially with the Indian head. And I don't know, just seeing, like I said, just seeing if people will like it, and if they like it, then I'll keep doing more.
Yeah, I like that one a lot. It's smaller. It's got the easy open notch.
I like that shit right there. That easy open shit. I like.
Oh yeah, for sure. Stainless steel, 154 cm. I should be able to sell these for under 100. That was my whole intent with these.
Yeah.
Obviously, awesome. Jack Wolf. I mean, they've, like I told Ben, I mean they've wrapped up the market as far as like $299 slip joints, and with the Lake Champlain, and even with my my third OEM. I mean, I feel like this is very close to a Jack Wolf knife, and I even discussed it with Ben. I was like, I want to kind of go away and start my own little process, like my own, I don't know,
your own thing,
my own line of, what's that?
Your own style, I guess. Or
pretty much, yeah. My own style of, I don't know, more affordable modern slip joints. So.
Yeah. What give me an honest answer. Who's making the best slip joints? Country or company? Like, if you have an endless amount of money, like money's not an issue. Who makes the best slip joint, in your opinion?
So there's a difference between like a true slip joint and like these modern slip joints. Obviously, GC is they're doing it the old school way. They're making the slip joints the old school way. How a slip joint should be made. So like Case, Bear & Sons, they don't even come close to GC. So as far as like a true slip joint, obviously Great Eastern Cutlery is the way to go. Now with modern slip joints, I mean, whoever Ben uses with Jack Wolf, I mean his stuff is so precise and looks very good. But where I've gotten QSP over the years, I mean, QSP obviously made this, and again, this is the Appalachian Ridge Runner. That's you can't ask for pretty much anything better than that. I think QSP absolutely killed this. Obviously, we've been working for quite a while on it, and I think people will get these in hand and see it be very close to Jack Wolf quality.
Yeah,
for $175, and obviously I can do that because I sell the knives myself. I don't have to worry about dealer markup, the 30% markup or anything like that. So
yeah.
So that's what the general thing is, 30% markup essentially.
Pretty much. Yeah, every brand I get in, I mean it's probably 30%, which is all right.
Everyone's got to eat shit,
Yeah. Yeah, I think these slip joints that QSP are making are right up there with quality with Jack Wolf. The only difference I think is Jack Wolf has like he's really done a good job of like creating this image with his knives, like
for sure.
So they just kind of like quality wise and like how they feel, it's very very similar, but just like the whole feeling, the look of everything, he's got his own thing going.
Oh yeah. So here's the Benny clip. This is a slip joint. So don't get it confused with the Benny, which just released 2 months ago, which is the modern folder. But this is the Benny's clip. So this is a slip joint pattern. But this is the September release, and you can see it's purple Karenite.
Yeah, that's
Karenite exactly. What is that material?
Acrylic. It's just like a hard plastic. Yeah.
Yeah, it sure looks nice.
Mm-hmm. So have you seen the so he's coming out with what he's calling the Steel series, which is pretty much like my Kentucky Holler Jack. So you'll
Oh, yeah,
have
it's like a more budgety Jack Wolf.
pretty
right?
much, yeah. So $199 instead of $299, but you have let's see what kind of steel. 14C 28N for his, and then obviously stainless steel bolsters, integral bolster liner, stainless steel. Still have titanium hardware though. So
That's more. So I guess that would be more traditional look wise, right? I guess, or is that still
uh,
considered modern?
I would say, yeah, this is 100% modern just because of obviously how it's made, the materials that it's made with, and all that. But like Rosecraft. So are you familiar with
Yes.
Rosecraft and what Andy's doing over there? So those knives are made very close to how GC makes the knives. So I mean that I still consider that a modern slip joint, just
Yeah.
because of how it's made and whatnot. But that's probably the closest thing overseas that you're gonna get to a true classic slip joint.
I'm gonna have to dive down the rabbit hole and see this whole how you say how they used to be made or how they should be made or something. It's a whole different process.
Mhm. So like with GCs, like all their knives are pinned together. I mean, you run pins through everything.
Yeah,
I mean,
no hardware, no screws.
exactly. I mean, this is what we did when I went up to GC 2 weeks ago. We Bill had us put together the blades, and you're just running pins through everything, and then obviously cutting off the pins, and then tapping them in to make sure they expand. That way, that pin sits in there, and then that controls obviously your blade walk and talk along with the spring tension and all that.
So is there a benefit in your eyes to doing it that way versus having tooling hardware, or is it just stay authentic to the trade type of thing?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So like what GC's doing is very traditional. And the reason their knives sell so well is because I mean, Case can't really come close to their quality. Berenson definitely doesn't come close to their quality. So it's just a very unique piece to have. And if you're able to acquire a GC, I mean, that's something that you'll have in your collection for forever. And if for some reason you do want to get rid of it, well, I mean, let's say you paid $150 or $200 for it, you could probably sell it for $300 on eBay. Unfortunately, that's just what some people do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I think they feel different too. I think a GC feels different than a modern folder. It's just like something about it. I don't know.
Yep. But I mean, obviously, I have a deep appreciation for modern slip joints because, I mean, this knife would last a certain person their whole life, right? I mean,
oh yeah,
with all the modern steel, titanium, and all that stuff. I mean, these are pretty neat.
Yeah. No, Finch is not USA made.
QSP. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Finch is QSP. Right?
As a matter of fact, the first knife I ever bought from your website was a Finch back in 2022.
Oh, really? Heck yeah, man. Yeah, I started carrying Finch late 2019, and reached out to Steve and Spencer out there with Finch, and super good guys, and yeah, it just we formed a really good friendship, and obviously we still have it to this day. So
weren't they gonna do some slip joints or something?
Yeah. Wheat. What was it called? Wheat Cutlery or something like that. They started out with I don't want to get it wrong. I forget what OEM was they started out with, and they didn't like them, so they went back to QSP and started making slip joints with them. So I think they're en route, but I mean, anybody that's followed me over the last few months, I mean, QSP has been super slow on everything, and I mean these knives that I've showed you over here. I mean, I submitted it back in December, and I talked to QSP at Blade Show, and I shouldn't have to wait 7 to 8 to 9 months for my product to arrive after I paid for it in December. That's absolutely ridiculous.
Are they?
I think they're taking on too. I think they're taking on too many OEM projects, and yeah, I don't know.
Getting bogged down.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the reason why, because I don't know. I used to not let it bother me when companies didn't want to disclose their OEMs. Like I used to be like, no, that's their right, And then I got to a point where it was starting to bother me. But when you say that, I can kind of understand now why some of these guys don't want to give up their shit because of what you're dealing with. They start bogging that OEM down,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I get why Ben doesn't, tell people. But also on the other end, I like how Devo is open and honest with everybody and like, hey, Best Tech made this, Concept made this, QSP made that. But I mean, going back to Ben, and I completely understand why he doesn't feel the need to tell people who the OEM is. But I saw a live of him one time, and I mean, Ben's a good dude, and he said, call me anytime if you guys have questions about your knife or your knife has something wrong with it. Just give him a call. He'll he's a person. He'll talk with you. He'll exchange it for you. So as long as you have trust in Ben, then there's really no need to know who the OEM is. And I don't know, that kind of stuck out to me because I mean I talked to Ben. Gosh, I talked to him 2 times today, but I talked to Ben almost every other day, and just a super good dude. And obviously he's doing very well with what he's doing with Jack Wolf.
Yeah, I think there's pros and cons for either way of doing things.
Yeah. I'm sure. I mean, it rubs some people the wrong way, but I mean, if you know Ben, he's a good dude, and he'll take care of you.
Yeah, for sure.
You guys want to see the new Ohio River Jigga Titanium?
Fuck yeah!
So this was actually my first time seeing it too. So
oh shit, really?
Here it is. Yeah, they came in this weekend. And so this is the clip point version.
Oh, there's a clip point? I didn't know that.
Oh man,
damn,
nice.
That's sick.
Oh my gosh, I freaking love that.
Yeah,
that's good.
Hollow ground.
Heck yeah, man. Yeah, S90V hollow ground. Yep. Oh man, that looks so good.
That is a sexy ass blade, you guys. Damn.
Yeah, I don't know if I said this already, but first time clip point blade in the ORJ, so that looks so good.
Fuck yeah.
Heck yeah, man.
Is it the same size as the originals?
Yep.
Okay.
So yeah, difference is S90V hollow ground and then jimping.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's no jimping on this one. Yeah.
Is that the same jimping that you put on the Ridge Runner? Okay.
Yep. So I don't know. We'll see if people hate it. Obviously if people hate it, that's a super easy fix.
Yeah.
But
I don't foresee that happening, but I guess
I don't think so either, but I'm sure somebody will complain about that. But
so you made the choil.
I love that.
The choil's bigger on that go around also.
It is, yes. Yeah. So the choils were pretty much. I mean, they were almost non-existent on the first run, and which kind of made me mad because I mean I even told QSP to make them a little bit larger, but whatever. It's all obviously you see the product now, so we've worked out our kinks and. Doing good stuff.
I really like the shape of that choil too. It's not just like a round notch. It's almost like on the Jack Wolf laid back deck. It's like more of like a notch as opposed to like a rounded thing. Yeah.
Yep, for sure.
Looks good.
I have the spear point too. Let me see.
So when's that coming out? That new updated 4J.
I mean, I still have to make the marketing boxes for both the Ohio River Jack and the Appalachian Ridge Runner. So we're probably looking mid-October to late October, probably.
Shit.
So here's the sheep's fur version.
Yeah, that looks sick too.
Don't mind the oil.
Yeah, that's nice.
Oh, dude, man, these look so good. Oh, gosh.
Oh, I love that. That swedge looks really nice.
It does.
That is very nice. Yeah, the original ORG sheep's foot was just pretty plain, right? It was.
It was, yeah. Obviously, that was my first OEM, and I mean, the knife community absolutely loves the Ohio River Jack. I mean, I've hardly ever got any emails back about somebody complaining about their ORJ, but
yeah.
I mean, these are absolutely freaking incredible.
Yeah, I scored a seconds ORJ, and there ain't nothing fucking wrong with it, bro?
Yeah, if you showed it to me, I could probably find out why I made it a second. But I mean, those were so minimal. I mean, yeah, I mean, I doubt that anybody could really see why I made them a second. But
Yeah.
man, these feel so good. Oh, so impressed. So I have a slim Warncliffe. I couldn't find that. I didn't want to dig through all my boxes out there. But here's the spear point. So I'll have a clip, as you guys saw, bringing back the sheep's foot, the most popular. Actually, the spear point was the most popular. That sold out first. I'll have a slim Warncliffe, and then here's the spear point.
Ooh, I like that spear point.
Nice. Yeah, it's a little different. Here's the original, if anyone is curious. A little different shape, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I feel like this new ones look a little more pointy.
Yeah, so obviously hollow ground S90V, and I wanted to make sure that it has so it's very straight here. It's very level, and then it kind of curves into a spear point, which is pretty much what I wanted.
Yeah, that looks good.
I think I'm jocking that clip point.
I don't blame you.
I think so too, man. So far, yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that clip point sells out pretty quick.
Yeah. Is it only jig tie, or is there other handles too?
Yeah, I only did jig titanium.
Okay.
So
that was, I mean, those are the most popular ones.
Pretty much, yeah. Everybody, I mean, ever since they sold out, I used to get like emails almost weekly asking when the jig titanium single blades are coming back and when the double blades are coming back. Right now, no plan for the double blade, but I mean, shoot, I could change that real quick. But
yeah.
Do you prefer to have your slip joint have a double blade? I don't like the double blade. I don't know.
Yeah,
if it's like a so like in a GC, if you have like a large clip point with a small pin blade, I like those. But when you have like a full size chopper with two full size blades, it's just not really my thing.
You know what you guys should do? You guys should give us and give me the fucking different sizes and the names, because I see all these names and shit. I don't know none of it. I don't know what means what. Besides, obviously, like clip point, Warncliffe, sheep.
Yeah.
But like Trapper and what the hell is that?
Oh yeah, Trapper, Peanut, Congress, Dog Leg. I can go on for forever.
Yeah, that's sick, man. Was the ORJ? I mean, that was your very first one, and it probably still is your most popular. Is it?
I would say so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, it's the ORJ or the Lake Champlain right now.
Yeah.
But we'll see how people like the Appalachian Ridge Runner, and then obviously the Kentucky Holler Jack.
Yeah.
But yeah,
that's kind of that'll be kind of a new testing the market with that the Holler Jack, right? Because you haven't really done something like that before.
Yep, pretty much.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I think it'll do well.
Yeah, I mean, we're looking at like I said, hopefully 175 for these, and then with the ORJs, I'm going to try to meet the 165 price range, which is what the first one sold at, and then where's my other one at? Yeah, then the Kentucky Holler Jack, here it is. Hopefully under 100, but we'll see.
The abalone looks good.
We'll see. It does, yeah.
It really does.
Mm-hmm. Yep, sure does.
Yeah, goddamn.
And that's what's that name of that one? The Kentucky who?
Kentucky Holler Jack. So Grandpa grew up in Kentucky. He would always tell me that he would go, he'd grab his dog and grab a bag of biscuits and go out for the weekend and go hiking in the hollers down there and hunt squirrels and whatever. So, little I don't know,
little
honor for him.
The Grandpa, that's so awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Is that was Grandpa your mother's father or your? Okay.
Yep, mom's dad.
Mom's dad.
Well, we're at an hour. Is there anything else anybody wants to talk about?
I might put together so I have these this new series called Shop Talk on my YouTube. I only get like 200, 300 likes or 300 views, but I'm not as popular as you, Kevin. But,
Right.
but yeah, I think I might put together kind of like a GC kind of explain. I really need to sit down and people that are like what you said, the different patterns and numbers, and maybe I need to sit down and kind of put together like a informative, I don't know, video about GC, Shat Morgan, Queen Cutlery, along with all the pattern names, pattern numbers, and
I think you
update everyone and let them know like what the process is, that machines aren't making these knives, actual human beings are pinning these together and forming the knife and all that. So yeah, I'll work on that.
For sure. That'd be so awesome to learn that.
Yeah, you should, man. You really should do that. There's you could find the information, but I don't think it's very often like all consolidated into one video where you could just like, if my buddies say, hey, I kind of want to get into slip joints, but I have no idea where to start. What do I do? I could just say, hey, check out this video. It kind of shows you everything.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yep, for sure.
Cool. Well, thanks for hanging out, man.
No, thank you guys. Yeah, glad to see you guys back, and thanks for having me on. And yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah, thanks everyone for hanging out in the chat. And yeah, that's it.
Appreciate you, bro.
Cool.
Adios.
See you guys.